Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming, and something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you for a Let's Play episode of Heroes Advent, Kody's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into a chat. The alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Still, the city is now nothing more than a military garrison, given everyone had already fled to the Crystal Coast. You know, now that you mention it, I think every city you talked about so far are mining cities. Even Crystal Coast too, right? Well, crystals are the lifeblood for everyone in Arabia. In Arborea. And you have something like that where you're from, Cassian? I guess. I think back in my world it was rare minerals and oil. Oil? Why would anyone want oil? Well, I don't really know how to answer that, but it was pretty much the lifeblood of my world too. And here I thought it was food. Hard to deny both answers to that. But yes, that should be pretty much all you need to know about Venezia and Firenze. Thank you for the lecture, Alex. My pleasure. So, we're going to Venezia after the fort, right? Yes, if everything goes according to plan. Venezians don't typically welcome outsiders anymore, but since we're just passers-by, I hope they don't mind the quick visit. Our scouts did indicate that there's still some form of trading going on with survivors across the land. So while Fort Firenze is our best bet at stockpiling, we should still take a look when we swing by Venezia. I hope it all goes well. Yeah, I hope so too. As the conversation drifted onto other topics, you could feel the sun begin to descend beyond the shady treetops. Once you got the team talking, time seemed to go by faster, though you couldn't tell how far you've traveled without any obvious landmarks to look for. Until then, you hadn't encountered any form of nether opposition. Nor did any of your surroundings stand out as peculiar. Everything as normal as the forest you had arrived in. Though there had been a pattern of darkened patches of soil hosting withered vegetation, almost as if scorched by ice. Sometimes you looked over to Kody, who noticed and glanced back with a smile before focusing on the path ahead. It seemed like everyone was a lot more preoccupied keeping an eye out for active threats to notice it. You decided not to bring it up, at least not at the time. There were more pressing things to look out for. You felt a nudge at your back as the bear pulled you out of your thoughts. Are you hungry, Cassian? Me? No, I was just thinking about some things. Are you comfortable? Do you need more space? No. I've actually been really comfortable here. It's almost like sitting in a high-end sofa. It's so soft and fluffy. Really? Yeah. He looked over to the bear, who seemed flustered, avoiding your gaze. Kody? Yes? I'm not making you uncomfortable, am I? Well, no, not at all. Well, it's just I'm not used to being complimented, so I don't know what would be appropriate reaction to that. I understand. It's alright, Kody. We'll get used to it with time. No! The bear looked to the others, making sure they weren't alarmed by his sudden interjection. I mean, no, you can just be yourself, Cassian. It's not that I don't like compliments, it's more that I don't know what to do when I get them from people. But you take compliments for your cooking all the time, don't you? That's my cooking, not my attractiveness. It's weird, isn't it? Nah, I think it's cute. Cassian? Uh-huh. Never mind. What? Come on, Kody, you can't just keep doing this to me. I didn't mean to, let's talk about when we get to the safety of Fort Firenze, okay? Okay, is there a reason that you can't just tell me now? Well, not really. I mean, yes, I could, but it's a rather sensitive topic. I guess I'm not used to saying it outright. Well, it's alright, Kody, I can wait. Thanks, Cassian. No problem. Now, if you don't mind. You decided again to lean against the bear's embrace, letting out a deep, satisfied sigh. It does indeed feel heavenly. After a while, you tried to relax, maintaining an upright posture so as not to tip over whenever the Hulf made a sudden turn every now and then. Returning to silence, time seemed to slow down again. Your perception of distance distorted by the samey landscape of the forest and rocky hillsides. It was only when the tree line broke just ahead to reveal the vast valleys in the distance. Ooh. Nestled within the foothills, you could see the giant smokestack puffing in the center of what you assumed to be the aforementioned fortress. The city was encased in towering walls of concrete, an entire community bustling around its centerpiece. Up ahead, there it is. Fort Firenze, Cittadella Grande Furnace. The Furnace City. We made it. That's a lot of guards around the gate. The Cid must be on high alert. Do you think they'll even let us in? We'll proceed with caution. We can't be making fatal mistakes this early into the journey. Max took his place in front, leading you all towards the city's gates at the bottom of the hill. As you approached the gates themselves, you could make out the figure of several guards stationed outside. More than 2 of the guards you would expect from a video game. Halt! State your heralded business. I'll handle this. Don't say anything needless, Roy. Don't worry. From your place next to Kody, you watched Ray spur his hull forward to meet the guard a bit away from the main gate. Hello there, gentlemen. We're not currently interested in your services, Raymond. Maybe it was your imagination, but the guard seemed to shuffle uncomfortably, having to turn down Ray. What? Hey, wait, that's not... I'm not here looking for a good time. We here from the Crystal Coast at Guildmaster Alwic's orders to coup the evil king. That missive wasn't a mistake. They really are sending more troops on another suicide mission. This whole ordeal must have driven the governor mad. Darn straight. How can he still think about dethroning the king when his city is in shambles? I take it you've already been made aware of Palermo's situation. Yes, a courier came earlier in the day to inform General Whitmore. As well, he's instructed us to take you to him. He wishes to personally discuss matters with you. We'll have you escorted to him. Do not speak to anyone and keep your hands away from your weapons and foci. Don't give us any more reason to distrust you. I will make sure my squad behaves themselves. Please, lead the way. Calling towards the rest of the guards, a smaller door within the gate opens, allowing for you and your mounts to enter the city. Sheesh, what's with the cold reception? They've been living on the border of the Akai's repellent field. They've only survived this long through necessary precaution. This place feels totally different from when I first arrived in Crystal Coast. The Guardian Crystal really kept the pressure off everyone. Crossing the threshold of the great iron gate, the fortress's interior stood in stark contrast to its ravaged and fortified exterior. The buildings and streets appeared clean and orderly. The architecture reminiscent of modern-day brutalism in chalky tones, function over visual appeal. Several guards stationed near the entrance approached you cautiously, taking the reins of the hulls from their riders. You'll have to leave your mounts here. We can't have them running amok within the city streets. You are forced to comply as the others dismount first, Kody helping you down. Whoa! Somehow your foot slipped, causing you to fall off the horse, only to fall into Cody's arms. Easy there, Cassian. Good thing I caught you. Ah, phew! Thanks, Kody. The bear sneaked in a quick hug, pressing you into his body before letting you settle on your feet. Let's go! We shouldn't keep them waiting. The bear indicated to the guards already prepared to escort your group. Being escorted down what appeared to be the main road, you could feel the air heat up as you approached a large chimney that towered over the tops of the buildings. As you rounded the corner, a deafening roar of fire filled the town square, a fresh wave of heat spilling through the streets. From high above, from the towering black chimney's exhaust flickered a gout of flame. Several people, clad in heavy-duty foundry equipment, quickly serviced the hearth with hasty precision. The guards take you around the perimeter of the furnace, delivering you in front of a large, stately building that sat directly behind it. These are the ones. Let General Whitmore know they have arrived. I understood. You best behave yourselves. This isn't your Palermo. You'd speak to General Whitmore with respect and deference. Deference. Be grateful he has accepted to meet with you at all. General Whitmore awaits. Get going. Without further direction, you filed in one by one, quickly directed past the small reception room towards the staircase to the second floor. The second floor landing opened up to a hallway, with Whitmore's office in the furthest room. General Whitmore, your guests have arrived. Right. Send them in. The guard ushered you in, holding the door wide open, closing it behind you as soon as you had all huddled into the office. The room was much smaller than Alaric's, but the claustrophobic proportions, muted colors, and rigorous organization filled you with a sense of unease. The man sitting behind the desk rose to greet you. To the saxophone. An ocelot by the telltale marks running from his eyebrows through his hairline caught his gaze, almost at eye level with you, compared to the imposing and welcoming form of Alaric. His stature was shorter than Max and Ray, though his piercing caramel gaze commanded obedience. Oh, goodness. Sorry, Mal. Welcome. Welcome, men of Palermo. The general spoke up again, his distinct accent much more apparent, now that you were all in front of him. Who among you is this Cassian? That would be me, sir. You stepped forward from the squad, leaving yourself open to be scrutinized by the stern-looking general's sharp gaze. I hope you were treated well by the men on your way here. Allow me to cut to the chase. The general briefly glanced aside, changing his tone almost immediately. Governor Alaric has sent message that a development of his mercenaries were to arrive today, and that we are to give aid on their journey to confront King Lionheart. I was told that among their ranks was the prophesized hero we've been waiting for. From what I can see before me now, I can see the merits behind this last resort. I appreciate your confidence in me, sir, but I've still much to learn. You saw as his eyes shot wide open, though his expression did not waver. Sensible man. You'll get far with that attitude. You felt Max's hand rest on your shoulder, casting you a look to allow him to inject himself into the conversation. Sir. General Whitmore. Is it at all possible for us to rest and resupply here? With Palermo in ruins and our circumstances, we'll need all the resources we can muster. We intend to make our way to Venetia, however. Due to political climate, we can't be certain if they'd be willing to aid our cause. Firenze was our first choice for its treaties with Crystal Coast. That's right. We are duty-bound to collaborate. However, it does not mean we will agree to any request without question. Hang on a sec, aren't you technically part of Crystal Coast too? That's right. Under the color of the treatise, Firenze is part of Palermo's sovereignty. Governor Alaric and I have been in communications to support one another. However, we are, and always have been, independent of Crystal Coast's politics. We've sworn allegiance to the city of Palermo to improve our chance of survival against that bastard king's influence. It would be well within my authority to have you escorted out the way you came. However, I cannot in good conscience turn you away without a fighting chance. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon and our YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!